the race wears on. The leaders, though, really stretching their legs. Absolutely wonderful. Through he goes. Andy Robertson, the man from the northeast of the country, leads the race. Dan Brown, less than a second behind him, just 9/10 of a second behind him. Andy Wilson going through in third position. Dave Griffin in fourth place, side by side for fifth and sixth. And by the look of things, it is just going to be, I think, James Janicki at the wheel of the Nissan Skyline that sweeps around the outside of the Audi TT and Paul Hand. So James Janicki, who's come from 13th on the grid, you could argue 12th because of Ian Bower being missing, but that now puts him up into 5th position. So after a poor qualifying, making good progress. I did have, I recall yesterday, suggesting that James Janicki would be one to watch out for in qualifying, and he didn't sort of live up to the billing really, but whatever he's done is transformed the car overnight, and he is flying now, and his next target is going to be the race winning from the pre-93s earlier on today, race winning Beamer at the E36 M3 of Dave Griffin, who is still a little way up the road from him, but it is not going to hold the charge at all, I wouldn't have thought, of James Janicki. Good fight between a couple of Escort Mark 2s, Escort Mark 1s rather, heading in towards the braking area for Agostini. That's Colin Claxton's green car. I think Tony Palmer is the car that is just ahead of him, so keep an eye towards that one. Not necessarily at the sharp end of the grid, but it's a good little fight that's going on for, I think that's 17th and 18th positions that they'll be fighting. Way down the road. So that they can inspect as to exactly what's causing that smoke, but just as he carves his way up through the order and is now into 4th place ahead of Dave Griffin's BMW, problems ensue, and already, Dave Griffin is back through and ahead of the Nissan Skyline, so I do wonder if James might have sort of eased things off slightly. So, top 4 back as they were, James has absolutely eased off in the Nissan Skyline. It was all going so well, and I'm afraid he's going to be heading towards retirement, I would have thought, if not up at Agostini, but certainly by the end of the lap he will be heading towards the pit lane and ready for Matt Suckling to inquire as to what happened, A, in qualifying yesterday when he was a little bit further down than I expected, but B, also what the problem is now, if he even knows, of course. He's now lost a further place, I'm afraid to say, as the Audi TT of Paul Hand has also gone through. So Andy Robertson is about to thunder his way down towards the bottom of the Bentley Straight, turning his way in towards Brundle and then on towards the Nelson with this next training round. Some seasons ago. Now stretches to 3 3/4 seconds. Think the gap back between Daniel Brown Sean Brown with a hit mark on and that's the car as expected. Into the pit lane comes the Nissan Skyline of James Janicki, and he is going to park the car straight into the paddock by the look of things. Yeah, so straight into the paddock area for James Janicki. Hopefully whatever the problem was in qualifying and the problem in this race, they'll be able to sort it for the second of the combined Burton Power Blue Oval Saloon Series and Edmondson Electrical Classic Thunder races later on today. The leading car in the Blue Oval Saloon Series is still the number 56 Ford Escort Mark II of Piers Grange. Second in that category is number 27, which is Martin Reynolds, the wheel of his Ford Escort Mark I. And third of the Blue Oval Saloons is another Ford Escort Mark I at the moment. It is number 86. Robinson is already heading out of the bomb hole and seconds last time through, 47 seconds first and second, 8 seconds second to third. Slightly slower that time through. So the gap from second to third diminishes, not by a lot, it's still 3.4 seconds, but it's going the right way as far as Andy Wilson is concerned, because he was 0.4 of a second quicker than the car. One of the best of the lines for the moment. Mark 1 of Colin Boyce, coming under pressure from Sean Brown, with the 35 car that sits behind. And then there's another good fight going on, which is between the Mazda RX-8 and Clyde Haynesford, who is now up into 10th place and ahead of Piers Grange, the Saloon Series leading Ford Escort Mark II, the silver car with the delivery As for time remaining, 5.5 minutes remain on the clock. Our race leader is now pressing on for the 5th time down the Bentley Straight. Andy Robertson, as we say, lying second in the championship standings coming into this weekend. Hasn't played flat on it in every race so far this year. Andy Robertson took a couple of wins at Cadwell Park, which is a circuit that he knows well. He's done plenty of laps around there, but you could argue it's certainly the problem. Disappeared out of my view. No indication at all as to where Andy Wilson has gone. Craneman then could look down the pit lane. No obvious signs, I'm afraid to say, but Andy is out of the race, and now that means that Dave Griffin at the wheel of the number 34 BMW in third place Ford Escort, and now Steve Dance in the 43 gets in another position, having started 14th on the grid. Steve Dance is now up into 6th place. It's been a really good race from him. Stephen Pearce, number 53, is in 7th place. The Mazda 5 Haynesford, number 521, is in 8th place. So Ford Escort 121 is in 9th place, and Piers Grange the number 56 Ford Escort 1-2 that is the leader of the Burton Power Our race leader is still Andy Robinson, and down last time through. Very slightly less than that, not a lot, it's still above 3 seconds, but just visually looking at the gap between the pair of them, down on the cameras through Brundle and Nelson, I think it's a bit straight, which is where the timing is done at the end of the lap. Wouldn't surprise me if it's roughly what it was at the beginning of it. Through goes Andy Robinson, pops in the fastest lap of the race that time through. Better by Daniel Brown, so the gap did come down. It was a 2 minute 3.0. In second place, the Ford Sierra RS 500. Andy Robinson's pole time, but it was certainly quicker than Daniel Brown's qualifying time. That's about 0.4 of a second slower, the qualifying time for Dan Brown, that he's just bettered. The pole time was at 2:02.8. Dan Brown's just set the fastest lap of the race at a 2:02.9, so it's almost down to Andy Robinson's pole position time. As for the lead of the race, well, Andy Robinson is just going to keep pushing as hard as he can. He's heading in towards the braking area Kai is the next of those that are going to try and work their way through fast, and then getting around to Brundle and Nelson currently. So down the Bentley straight goes our race leader. There's just 60 seconds to go, so next time through they'll be on to their final lap of the race.